Well, hi. Today is December 31st, 2024. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Happy New Year's Eve. I hope that, as an old boss of mine used to say, you stay safe during amateur night. But if you are planning on being out and about, do really keep things safe. Uber exists. I have a feeling they're going to be very busy tonight. I know that a buddy of mine is playing in his band, the 70s band, so we wish them the absolute best. And Duff, we hope to get you on this show pretty soon. I understand that Dan Duffy, he is planning on having a podcast very soon, and I'm really looking forward to what it is that he has in mind to be able to do that. Dan, long career in radio, knows more about music than I will ever know, and just a fascinating guy to talk to. So I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic podcast. Also, we want to fill you in on just a couple of our sponsors, including Sprout Marketing Solutions. Sprout can help you, whether it be online marketing, they can do direct mail, they can help you with that, website building, all different types of things. And that is Kelsey Rollins. So you want to go to sproutmarketingsolutions.com to learn more about everything that Kelsey and her team can do for you. Also, Foxco Fabrication, that is my good buddy Rick Graybill, who makes all kinds of cool stuff out of metal, including the cup you see behind me, these business cards. Yep, they are metal, and these are just really great cards that I don't give these out to just anybody because, well, number one, they cost a little more than what a regular business card does. But here's the thing, is that when you have one of these and you hand it to someone, guess what? They're keeping it. That's not something that I if someone handed me a metal business card, I could never throw it away. It's just going to stick with me. And they're phenomenal. And just one of the many items that you can find if you go to foxcofab.com. A lot of cups and mugs there. They can do signs, welding, turn your truck into a flatbed, all kinds of things. Go to foxcofab.com to learn more. And Spiral of Accountability is a book that was written by Carol Horner. Carol, a Council Bluffs native, and she devised a way to help business teams be able to communicate better with each other. Sometimes we get facing in the wrong direction, and Carol's Spiral of Accountability is an invaluable tool, and she's had many clients in the area and beyond. So go to spiralofaccountability.com, pick up your copy of the book, learn more about Carol and what it is that she can do, and also try to see if you can bring her in to talk to your business. I got a feeling that you'll find that things are going to work smoother after you have Carol on board. Being New Year's Eve, it's kind of a cliche almost to start talking about rehashing the year, everything that went on for the year. I decided I'm not going to do that because, well, like me, like many people, rather, along with me, 2024 was kind of a transition year, and it did not start off well, but it is finishing fantastically. And I only want to look to the future, and we are bringing lots of new things in very soon. We're going to be adding another show to this network. And the Les Hills Media and Podcast family, a new show will be coming on, looking at a possibility of another one after that as well, and starting to find more people to host these shows. And I am excited about what is coming up. We're talking with people about bringing on new podcasts, producing them for others. That's one of the services that we offer at Les Hills Media and Podcast. And we can help you form your podcast and make it look very professional. And when I first started doing this, this goes back pre-COVID, when I started the podcast business, I thought that audio was the way to go. I thought that there's really not much need for video. Who's going to sit down and watch a video? Well, turns out I was completely wrong, because this particular show, or others that I have done, not only can you just listen to it, because I know that we do have people that just turn it on and go about their morning getting ready or whatever, but also there are those that will sit down and watch it because there is a lot of value to them for that. And there's value to the podcaster by having these videos, because then you can create video shorts, reels, could be TikTok videos or what have you. And those can then be pushed out across social media, which just helps with your own personal marketing and your own personal branding. Could be a business podcast. There's a lot of different industries that could really benefit from having a podcast, or maybe it's just something that is a passion of yours and you want to be able to do. A question that I get asked a lot when it comes to podcasting is, well, how do I get my listeners? How am I going to grow this? Because people look at the pinnacle of what is possible and see on YouTube how there are many folks out there with millions of views on an episode and think that that's going to happen to them. Well, no, not so much. One of the latest ones that I have started watching, and I'm kind of late to the game with this, is the Outdoor Boys. And this is a gentleman, and he goes out with his sons and sometimes other family members, or just a lot of times just by himself. And he's out in the wilderness in Alaska, sometimes in Canada, and does all kinds of things that I would never be able to do, but I find it fascinating. I saw a video recently that he said he started producing YouTube videos 11 years ago. So if someone is starting a new podcast and think that it's just going to rocket up to the top, well, I'm sorry, that's probably not going to happen. Sure, it could, but that's probably not going to happen. So finding a reason to do a podcast past how many people you have watching you, that's going to be the key. You know, with this particular show, sometimes we have thousands of viewers. Other times, quite a few, less than that. So, but that's not the point. The point is to be able to give local folks a voice and a platform to be able to tell their story. And that's why I'm pushing so hard, trying to get more and more nonprofits on. That's why we just had Dave and Cassie Lawrence on from Sail On and Fly High with their nonprofit. So if you know of a nonprofit, a charity, maybe a service organization that you think could benefit from appearing on this show, or you just want to get some more information, send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com. I would love to be able to talk to you, because my goal is to have someone on every show. And I know that there are enough nonprofits and service organizations in the area to be able to do that. Maybe you just have an idea for a new podcast and you'd like to bounce that idea off of someone. Reach out to me. We'll have the conversation and just talk about it. toddstuder@gmail.com. And I am hoping that we can continue to add more and more podcasts to our network. And if you go to loshillsmedia.com, we've got some on there right now. One of them is a podcast called Writing Tandem. And this is hosted by Vivian Kavam, and her business partner at Tandem Works, Michaela Clark, is on there sometimes with her. I think that's the last episode they put out. The most recent episode is with the two of them together. And these two work extremely well together. And I'm a big fan not only of their business, but also of the Writing Tandem podcast. I'm going to be referring to them on a show later on this week, because there was a blog that Michaela put out talking about ADHD and the fact that this is something that she deals with, and how it is that she was able to use the ADHD to advance the business. And I think that it's a different way of doing things. And the reason that I want to talk about that is because it's something that I personally was diagnosed with several years ago. And initially I fought it. I didn't think that it was true. And then I started to realize, oh, wait a minute, this ticks an awful lot of boxes of things that I have dealt with over the course of my life, and I am still learning to navigate it. I found that making lists is huge with me. I found that getting things out of my head is because in here is just kind of a jumbled mess. But also I have discovered that there are a lot of successful entrepreneurs that have ADHD. One of, somebody that I just recently started watching, has been doing videos for a number of years. His name is Dan Martell. He's approaching 1 million followers on YouTube. So, he's been at it for a while. But he talks about his journey with ADHD and how it is that he just had to work inside the system. Look, this is what I deal with. So if I'm going to be successful, I have to figure out how to navigate this. So we'll talk about that later on this week, and I'll fill you in on some of the different tips that Michaela listed on her blog. Her blog actually came out about a year and a half ago, this particular one, but it's still extremely relevant today. And it also helps me at the same time to be able to talk about these things because, again, it gets things out of my head and out into the air where I can deal with them a lot better. Coming up with a daily to-do list has been huge. And believe it or not, I don't do that at the beginning of the day. I do it at the end of the day for the next day. And that just is it's kind of a brain dump for me. And I can take everything that is still roaming around in there, put it down on paper. And when I get up, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to figure out, okay, well, how is this day going to go? What am I going to do? Oh, I should do this. I should do that. And no, it's all written down. It's not that I get everything done because I don't, but it is a list of things that need to be done. And then I can take a look at that list, prioritize, and be able to move on and accomplish a lot more than what I was doing before. You can see by the Iowa shirt, well, and you've heard the news by now. Hawkeyes came up empty yesterday. Well, not really empty. It was a pretty good game against Missouri in the Music City Bowl. However, just 3 points short, and a pretty good first half from Iowa and a pretty bad second half from Iowa to be able, and then lost that game by 3. I was there with the guys from Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning and Waldstein Plumbing, and always a good time getting together with them, talking Hawkeye football, talking business sometimes too. We went down to Third Base Bar and Grill on North 8th in Council Bluffs, and I love that place for a Hawkeye game. It's small, it's loud when the Hawkeyes are playing. The food was great. The service was great, and I just had a phenomenal time yesterday. So thank you to everyone at Third Base, and thank you to the folks at Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning and Waldstein Plumbing for keeping me company and making the game, which didn't turn out well, but it was still a really, really good time. And if you have any HVAC needs or plumbing needs, these are the guys you want to get a hold of. So just reach out on their website and set up an appointment. The best wrestler is George Ivanoff in Council Bluffs, and this is one of the best wrestling clubs around. If you have a young person that is interested in wrestling, or maybe they have been wrestling for a while and they're looking to take their career to the next level, this is the place you want to go. So go to thebestwrestler.com and set up a time to go in and talk with George and take a tour of his facilities and just listen to his philosophy about how everything is. And I got a feeling you're going to jump at the chance to be able to get signed up. So, before we wrap up this show, there is still time to get signed up for that web development class, completely free from the AIM Institute. This is really a great opportunity. If you have been thinking about possibly switching careers, or maybe you are just trying to launch your first career and you think web development is something that would interest you, you're going to want to get signed up for this. This is not a workshop. This is not something that's going to last a couple of hours and they'll just kind of, you've heard the phrase about taking a drink out of a fire hose before. That's not what this is. This is a full 128-hour class. It's going to last for 12 weeks, 2 nights a week, but you don't have to go to a classroom. It's done online on Google Meet. So we're going to put the link once again in the description, the Eventbrite link to where you can get signed up. And you're going to want to be able to do that quickly because this thing starts on the 13th of January. So and also go to aiminstitute.org to learn more about everything that's going on with this organization too. The more I learn about them, the more I like them. And I'm very happy to be able to help them talk about this web development class that they have coming up. Well, we can now say next year, which is next year is tomorrow. Holy cow. When the heck did that happen? So that is going to wrap up this episode of Morning Coffee. It's going to wrap up 2024 as we finish out our 3rd month already of doing these shows. How about that? Thank you so much for the support, for the encouragement. I have gotten tons of it ever since this started. And if you'd like to know how you can help out, just like I showed you on the script at the beginning of this episode, hit the like button, hit the share button. That's how it is. It doesn't cost you anything to be able to do that, but it does make it so more people can see these videos and more people can hear about what positive things are going on in Council Bluffs. A lot of fun things are going to be scheduled for next year, and we're going to be talking more with the Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce. I hope to get other chambers on as well, because there's a number of them. We'll talk with Western Iowa Development Association again. Just all kinds of great things are coming up. And if you, of course, have any ideas of things that you would like to see on this show, just that email address is always active, toddstuder@gmail.com. Wishing you a very happy and safe New Year's Eve and all of the best in 2025. My name's Todd Studer, and we'll see you again Thursday morning.